Good morning. Welcome to the meditation. I think we've got a nice day for it, reasonably nice day, and we can look forward to people from different places, obviously York and Blackburn, but also I know I've had friends from Blackburn and Peterborough and possibly Cambridge might join us, so we're in good company. Morning, Leslie, Margaret. Yeah, there'll be a few things I can say about the meditation. Helen, morning. Julia. It is nice when people do put a little message in, and then rather than just knowing there's so many people joining in the session, actually, you can put names there and yeah, just make a difference. Yeah, so good morning, and we've got a few minutes to just sort of arrive. It's probably good to use this few minutes to get into your posture, feel the contact with the ground, and your feet on the ground or however you're sitting. Morning, Lynn. And yes, your bottom on the seat. I just think it's important just to get out of your thinking, you get out of your head and into your physical experience a bit. So very often when I lead a body scan, I talk about feeling the clothing, be aware of the clothing on your shoulders, and maybe you've got clothing around the knees. Morning, Jenny. And it all helps to take you away from, being too much in your head. And I'm prone to anxiety, so I'm happy to get away from that and into my physical experience. Yeah, so preparation is really important for meditation. And I think a lot of us would benefit from having more quiet space around meditation, but just in our lives generally. So that could be something we might return to regularly. The idea that we need more meditative lives. I don't mean like living in a monastic situation. It's just having space for doing nothing and making sure there's time where maybe you just sit with a cup of tea and you reflect, or you don't do anything in particular. But I think that's what we need to surround our practice, our meditation practice with, diving in from, having been busy. You'll take that busyness into your meditation. So yes, I'm not saying that I'm a real expert on this. I do need to practice it myself. But one of the advantages of being in this position of leading is you're talking to yourself as well as everyone else. Morning, Stuart. And yeah, it's a real benefit if you're asked to give a talk or you have opportunities to do this kind of thing. Do it. Get over your nerves or whatever, and do take these opportunities, because, as I say, you're not just communicating to others. You're actually communicating to yourself. It goes in much deeper when you've concretized it and said out loud what you're thinking. So I find a great benefit in leading meditations. I never saw myself as a great meditator. I just responded to the needs of the situation when I was in Manchester, and then in Nottingham, I became the meditation teacher for all the intro classes. So 3 times a week I'd be teaching meditation, and actually a lot of it did go in, and I did learn quite a lot. So hopefully I benefited others by giving them a good start in meditation. And keeping that freshness is important, isn't it? To sort of think of yourself as a beginner and really appreciate just the stillness and that bit of positivity that you allow to sort of rise up. and delighting. I mean, just before I switched on, I was delighting in the fact there's going to be quite a few of us taking part in this miraculous event. You know, we're spread out, as I mentioned, friends in Peterborough, possibly Cambridge, Brighton, as well as Blackburn, and you know, we're able to come together. And it's not just like watching the TV, we're actually participating. So there's an emotional connection, and we are in this together, sort of thing. So I just thought it, how wonderful, you know, what a precious opportunity. Yes, I was feeling a bit inspired, in other words. So I think we should just have another minute before we sort of really get going. It's the kindness, loving kindness meditation, which is not a bad thing to do. It's not a bad thing to get into. I'll try not to talk too much because I know that can be distracting, but I will just introduce each section of the meditation and say what that section's about, just in case there's anybody relatively or even completely new to the meditation. So we'll make a start. One of the thoughts I had was that it might be good to just have a bit of a theme or a thought about what each stage means. So we could make a start by, in the first stage, where we're directing loving kindness towards ourselves. Well, maybe we think in terms of gratitude for all we've got, and gratitude for the fact, you know, we're actually here together, and you know, that sets a bit of a theme going. So it would be different than just sitting there and expecting the same old, same old. And then similarly, in the second stage, perhaps a bit of rejoicing in merits. You know, you might be familiar with that as a format. You know, we're taking someone and thinking of their positive qualities and rejoicing in them, pointing them out to them even. So that could be a way into the second stage, and so it just freshens up the meditation, and I think that's needed every now and again. We might think we're doing the same thing, but this is not the same thing. This is not what we did yesterday or last week. It's a fresh opportunity. Life is always fresh and new. So we can help that realization. We can freshen ourselves up by just introducing, you know, a bit of a new element or a slant on things. So yes, so taking a moment or two to settle into posture. Feet on the ground. Buttocks on a cushion or a chair. Be aware of the back. And then just looking for any tension around the shoulders. Be aware of the face. And perhaps just say to yourself, relax, let go, relax. If you're feeling a bit sluggish, you can think of brightening up. Imagine splashing some water on your face or something. But just getting ourselves set up, comfortable, but at the same time alert. Being aware of the body to the extent that we can. Feeling the clothing, perhaps around the shoulders, around the legs. And then just settling into our posture. Perhaps be aware of the breathing for a moment or two. And then we go into the loving kindness meditation. And in this first stage, we're directing loving kindness towards ourselves. And remember, it's largely about the intention. So if we're not feeling lovely, gushing feelings, we're not to worry. It's the intention. This is what we're trying to cultivate in a gentle, kind way. So we might drop in a phrase, may I be well, may I be happy, may I be making progress. Or we might remember a time when we were happy, or imagine ourselves in our favourite place. So however we can, we encourage and we cultivate loving kindness towards ourselves. So the loving kindness meditation. Now, in the second stage, directing loving kindness towards a good friend. So we might rejoice in their good qualities. Remember a time we spent together. Just imagine them being well and happy, making progress in their lives. And in the next stage, we're trying to develop loving kindness towards the so-called neutral person. So it might be somebody you see regularly, but you don't have strong feelings for them either way. But now we try to make them more of a human connection. We remember that they have friends and family. They have dreams and aspirations. In fact, they're just like us. So may they be well. May they be happy, making progress. Now we move on again This time, it's the person we find difficult. So we try to bear in mind other people like them. They've obviously got good qualities. And we have the intention of trying to overcome and diffuse our difficult feelings. And we don't expect miracles, it's a gradual process. But we do have the intention of wishing them well. May they be making progress in their lives. Now we come to the last stage, where we start to take out loving kindness to everyone in the world eventually. So we reconnect with the first four people: ourselves, the good friend, the so-called neutral person, the person we find difficult. And then from there, we start to take out our metta, our loving kindness, perhaps to everyone who's practicing together in this session, everyone in our household, and gradually moving out in ever-increasing circles. The whole of your town or city, the whole of Lancashire and Yorkshire. Imagine all these people, all needing love, all needing, metta, really, loving kindness. May they all be well, all be happy, making progress. Now, as we start to draw the meditation to a close, just spend a moment or two relaxing, not making any effort in meditation, and just assimilating the effects of the meditation. And for a few moments, just sitting, simply being. So thank you everyone who made it today. And I hope we can take some of what we've cultivated and connected with, take it out into our lives. Oh, thank you, Helen. And to remember this sort of special moment when we were in touch with something. So go well. Have good days. I'm trying to remember who it is tomorrow. I think it might be Sanghaketu on a Thursday. But anyway, all being well, I'll be with you again next week. So enjoy your day.